This is the perfect moment to introduce our guest speaker, Heather Hodges. Heather is an organizational psychologist and artist who challenges us to color outside the lines, ask bold questions, and unleash creativity to drive innovation. Her artwork has raised thousands of dollars for charity and nonprofits and is hanging in offices and homes all over the country. She is the creator of the Hodges 12 Types of Creative Genius, the author of Heart Work, and the host of the I'm In podcast. Heather says she is a below-average pickleball player, but makes an award-winning coconut meringue pie. Please help me welcome to the stage artist, author, and podcaster, Dr. Heather Hodges.
Thank you for that introduction, Judy. Yes, you don't want me on your pickleball team. Tennis, yes. Pickleball, no. What an honor it is to be invited to speak at the Love Luncheon. And what a beautiful room this is. You guys look great. The stories of love that we just heard, they remind me of someone who never ran a Fortune 500 company, never launched a product, never held a CEO title, but she changed the world in her own relentless and extraordinary way. Take a look. In 1979, a tiny woman in a blue-trimmed white sari walked onto a stage in Oslo, Norway, to accept the Nobel Peace Prize. She was barely 5 feet tall. She was just tall enough to be seen over the podium, but she had a smile that lit up the room. She believed that small acts of love and kindness could spark massive transformation. And she touched the poorest of the poor, and she held the hands of people who were dying, and she considered it a privilege. At her Nobel acceptance speech, she said this: "It's not how much we do, but how much love we put in the action that we do." That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's never about the size of the gesture. It's about the love that is inside of it. She also said this: "Never worry about numbers. Help one person at a time, and always start with the person nearest you." I love how much freedom there is in that statement, because we don't have to solve everything, everywhere, all at once. We just need to help one person at a time. In her speech, she also told a story that I think is one of the most beautiful stories I've ever heard. She had found out about a mother, a family. It was a mother with 8 children there in Calcutta who had not eaten in days. And so Mother Teresa got up and she took them some rice. And when the mother of those 8 children received the rice, instead of immediately giving it to her children, she divided it in half, and then she left. And when she came back, Mother Teresa asked her, "Where did you go? What did you do?" And the mother simply said, "They are hungry also." She had given half of that rice to the family next door. And Mother Teresa said that what struck her the most in that moment was, even in the midst of her own hunger and desperation, that mother saw her neighbor and loved them. And that's not a story about poverty. That's a story about who we are when love leads our actions. And 30 years ago, there was a little boy who knew exactly the same thing. Even when Clayton was very sick, he loved his neighbor. When Clayton was at Children's Medical, he noticed that some of the other kids in the hospital, they didn't have as many visitors as he had. They didn't have as many toys as he had. So he gathered up his toys and his tape cassettes and he rolled his IV pole down the hallway to share what he had with them. A 6-year-old little boy fighting his own battles brought joy to kids who didn't have as much as he did. And these 2 stories, they're worlds apart, but they are the same story of love. A mother divides her food and walks out the door. A little boy gathers up his toys and rolls down the hallway. Both of them, in the midst of their own suffering, they looked around and they saw their neighbor and loved them. And that, my friends, that is the magnificence of the human heart. That is love in action. And today we are invited to have the courage to love, that same courage to put love into action. Today we're celebrating 30 years of medicine of the heart, 30 years of loving families who are doing something that is enormously brave. They're doing one of the most sacred things a human can do. And that is loving someone with everything they have, all the way home to God. And Medicine of the Heart honors them. And it says, we see you. We're walking beside you. You are not alone. Mother Teresa found joy in the slums of Calcutta because she understood the privilege of love. And Clayton found joy in a hospital hallway because he understood it too.